Marijuana. Former teacher Kay Letourneau, remember her? In trouble with the law again. Defense attorney Jeff Gold joining me as we attempt to break all of this down. Great to see you, Jeff.
Happy New Year, Vin.
All right, let's begin our legal insanity with the Insane Clown Posse. And 4 of their fans are actually suing the FBI because the FBI has apparently labeled the rap duo's followers, I think they're called the Juggalos, as gang members. Now, Jeff, I don't know how familiar you are with the Insane Clown Posse, so I'm going to play a little bit of their music right now so you can enjoy it.
Niagara Falls and the pyramids, everything you believed in as kids. Rainbows, after it rains, there's enough miracles here to blow your brains. I fed a fish to a pelican at Frisco Bay. It tried to eat my cell phone. He ran away. And music is magic, pure and clean. You can feel it and hear it, but it can't be seen. It can't be seen.
All right, Jeff. Just wanted to give you a little Friday treat there, a little Insane Clown Posse. Now, the 2011 National Gang Threat Assessment said the fans who call themselves Juggalos are a loosely organized hybrid gang. They're fighting back, teaming up with the ACLU, saying that label's led to police harassment and a denial of employment. Do you think they have a case, Jeff?
Well, look, first of all, it was just a footnote in the FBI report. But on the other hand, look, loosely knit hybrid, which is about as far as you can stretch it. Look, what are the Deadheads a group? Kiss fans a group? I mean, a gang? It's kind of crazy. Yes, they do have a right to go after them. These people are not a gang per se. There are members. This Juggalos is split up. There is a faction that are criminally oriented. But really, to call them a gang is beyond the pale, really. They're not a gang.
Hey, Jeff, I have a multiple choice here for you. Let's say you're hiring an assistant in your office, and you've got a Juggalo and a Deadhead. Who are you going to hire?
Well, if it was Colorado, I think the Deadhead would be more appropriate. I don't think I'd care one way or another. People have all kinds of musical taste. I don't think their musical taste means anything. They could be goth, they could be Deadheads, they could be Juggalos.
All right. Well, speaking of Colorado, recreational marijuana legal in Colorado, and the businesses there that are making a lot of money are trying to figure out what to do with the money. There were over $5 million in sales just the first 5 days, but because marijuana is still illegal under federal law, processing money for marijuana sales could get federally insured banks charged with drug racketeering. How do they get around all this?
Well, they don't right now. I mean, what's happening is that they're going to petition the federal government to change that so that they could recognize that these are legitimate businesses in Colorado. But the conflict between the federal law, which says possession of marijuana and distribution of marijuana is illegal, and Colorado, which now has a constitutional amendment saying it's legal, has caused this. So it's a legal business in Colorado, but if you're going to use something like the airports or like the banks, then you're talking about the feds getting involved. Right now, the federal government has hands off as to the legalization inside Colorado. But once you go out, use the federal system at all, they have a right to come back in.
All right, Kay Letourneau. Folks, do you remember that name? She is the one who hooked up with her then very, very young, I think he may have been 14-year-old student, Vinnie Politan, had babies with him, served 7 years in prison because she was with this young child, eventually married him, got arrested again in Washington State for driving with a suspended license. Are you surprised that this is really the first time in many, many years we've heard from Kay and the legal system?
Well, look, it's much to do about nothing. Sometimes we're hearing about speeding tickets with George Zimmerman, too, because we're interested in George Zimmerman. A lot of people don't like George Zimmerman, and so we're interested, and there's some satisfaction on some people's faces when anybody they don't like gets arrested for anything. But this is driving while suspended, failure to appear.
Okay,
really
I have another question for you, Jeff.
Yeah.
Again, you're hiring an assistant in your law office, and George Zimmerman shows up, and then Kay Letourneau shows up. Who do you hire?
Kay, as long as it's not involving family law.
Good stuff, Jeff. Thank you, sir.